Hey, what's going on everyone? Sparks again with another character discussion video. As if May wasn't already an exciting month, with one big attacker in Terra, we get another with Garland, who gets his LD board and Burst. I managed to get his LD back when his Lost Chapter launched near the start of Burst, and I purpled him because, really, am I supposed to not to with someone who can put out big damage like he can? So if you're interested in the series' original Chaos and want to find out what he does, what he offers to a team, and what I think of him, stick around and find out. Garland is a melee attacker who almost exclusively has single target HP attacks but can brave shape a group. He has a unique stacking buff that increases his max bravery and attack, and when maxed will enhance his skills for more offensive potential. With his second unique buff, he can delay any target he attacks, even in the middle of a launch. With his LD, he gains a strong group attack, free skill casts, and a unique effect that greatly increases his offensive potential. His skill 1 is Round Edge, 2 group hits with single target HP damage. This will give him 3 stacks of his stacking unique buff, Soul of Chaos, which gives him scaling max bravery and attack. With any level of Soul of Chaos, his basic attacks are enhanced, both gaining 1 hit. At 5 levels of Soul of Chaos, this is improved to Round Edge Plus, which gains 2 hits, more overflow, and if he breaks a target, Garland gains his second unique buff, Soul of Conflict, which raises his attack, stolen overflow, and will delay any target he attacks 1 turn. His skill 2 is, rather annoyingly, also called Soul of Chaos, a 6-hit HP attack. Just like Round Edge, this will give him stacks of the Soul of Chaos buff, and is also improved to a plus form at 5 stacks. The plus form similarly has higher overflow, potency, and will give him Soul of Conflict if he breaks a target. His EX is Disaster of Chaos, a set of 4 HP attacks with an increasing number of brave hits between them, starting at 1 and going up to 4, totaling 10 brave hits and 4 HP attacks. Unlike his plus skills, this will always give him Soul of Conflict, whether or not the target is broken by him, and will give it for 2 turns, unlike his skills which only apply it for 1 turn. The EX Plus is a real old, as Garland was the first character event of the Chaos era, so he has a very early EX Plus. Realization starts him off with 2 stacks of Soul of Chaos at the start of the quest, which means he only needs to use 1 skill to max it out. 1 ingot improves the potency of the cast. 2 ingots is a solid offensive stat boost. 3 ingots gives Garland 20% HP damage return on the first 3 HP attacks in the EX, so by the time you're at the end, it should be a good chunk of HP damage. Overall, it's not a lot, but again, it's old. His LD is Bind of Chaos, a 5-hit group attack done twice with 50% total HP splash at the end. Just like his base skills, at 5 stacks of Soul of Chaos, Bind of Chaos is improved to a plus form with higher potency and overflow. This does 3 important things. Firstly, it gives him 3 levels of Soul of Chaos as well as applying Soul of Conflict, meaning he can access his plus skills right away. Secondly, it gives him a free skill use on next turn. Lastly, it gives him a new unique effect, Chains of Time, which lowers enemy defense and speed, increases his brave and HP damage, his stolen overflow, and adds 1 turn to all of his self-granted buffs while active. The brave damage increase scales with the level of Chains of Time, and you gain stacks just by doing actions with Garland. While it's active, after every HP attack, Garland will do a follow-up consisting of a 2-hit HP attack done twice. The LD passive largely raises his attack and also grants him 2+ basic attacks, the Brave 2+ becoming 4 hits and the HP 2+ becoming 3 hits with decent overflow. I do not have it yet, but his burst finisher is Ultimate Conflict, a 15-hit group attack with split HP damage. The burst aura is offensively quite powerful, focusing on brave and HP damage boosts as well as stolen overflow. His aura is similar to Arden's in that it has stacks, increasing the effectiveness of all parts of it. To increase this stack, a party member just needs to act, be it an actual attack or not, and the aura will reset back to 1 stack when an enemy gets a turn. Big damage dealers are having a great time right now. A month and a half ago was Squall's LD extension in rework, 2 weeks ago was Terra, and now we have the series' first antagonist reminding you that he's a force to be reckoned with. With just his LD, his longevity and damage output were already improved with his buff uptime and his ramp up basically now a non-issue. Even though he got improved basic attacks, with how Lufenia is, you're likely never going to use them to keep up your desired damage per turn, meaning maintaining Soul of Conflict is even easier now, especially with the LD extension's buff duration increase. The improvement to the cast itself is very appreciated, as with how focused on attack Garland is, in a well-made party he won't have issues capping with it, so turning it into 2 HP attacks makes it all the more damaging. There's of course also all the boosts that Chains of Time gained: HP damage, overflow, and stacking brave damage increases, 20% for the first 2 effects and up to 50% for the last. And last but not least, there's the follow-up he gains while Chains of Time is active. It's not much, just a total of 4 hits with low overflow for the HP attacks, but free damage is free damage, improving his turn efficiency and of course his overall damage. They basically looked at Squall and said, let's do that again, and really there's no problem here. It's good, and LD board Garland is strong, skill happy, and can easily keep one target delayed thanks to his onslaught of skills. With that being said, Garland has already been rerun in the future, gaining his Burst Plus as well as a small rework to his skill extensions opposite the Lawn and Rain LD banner. Starting with his base skills, Round Edge finally gains splash HP damage, as well as becoming 4 hits in its base form. Round Edge Plus, meanwhile, becomes a 3 group hit HP attack, followed by a 4 group hit HP attack, still with splash damage onto the other targets. As for Soul of Chaos, only the plus form is changed, becoming a set of 3 HP attacks, separated as 3, 3, 4 brave hits. His LD extension is also touched very slightly, only allowing the HP damage up and overflow effects from Chain of Time to increase with the stat count. The attack and the follow-up are unchanged from how it is now. And then moving on to the Burst Plus, realization of the burst turns the finisher into a double cast 10 hit group attack instead of one 15 hit attack, as well as significantly increasing the single hit and max held limits. The aura boost at 2 ingots increases the duration as well as doubling the effectiveness of the brave damage boost and slightly increasing the single hit damage limit. All the other effects remain unchanged. As strong as Garland with his LD board becomes, you gotta remember that broadly speaking, he's just another damage dealer. He does have the added slight utility of being able to delay targets, further accentuated by his burst, but otherwise he has no debuffs and no party buffs or auras. Yes, his damage is going to be big, but next month we have Tifa, the month after that we have Sephiroth coming back, and the month after that we have Tidus. Tifa is LD only, Sephiroth offers gravity via his EX and has an undispellable brave damage increase debuff, and Tidus has all of his high turn rate and enhanced follow-up things going on. Granted, it is unfair to compare Tifa, an LD only unit, to 3 burst units, but I'm just trying to point out how many options there will be for the role of physical damage unit. It could be argued too that unless you specifically need physical damage, you could just run a magic or ranged damage dealer and an enchanter. Pestle, Kryl, and Celeste are all excellent enchanters right now. Again, I'm not trying to downplay the strength of Garland with his boards and burst, just pointing out that his role is the most saturated in the game, and with enough unit choices, you can get by without the things he provides. So yeah, that's a purple Garland. It's hard to argue that with his LD board, his damage output is lacking at all. His delay is consistent and easy to do, and just by being on the field, enemies are made weaker and slower. However, it should be considered that most Lufenia fights are not just going to be one target or one primary target. It is for that reason I give him a low A. He's at like a 94 out of 100. Until his rework expected near the end of the year, his skill count on Round Edge is going to remain on the lower side, and his only means of doing group HP damage is with his LD. Sure, he effectively can have 9 uses of Round Edge with the free skill cast from his LD, but his LD has a long duration and isn't necessarily something you'll want to use too fast, since maintaining the unique effect is how you enable his higher level of strength, and he's the main damage unit in the team. Or you just do and go balls to the wall with it and overpower the enemies, but I'm not sure Global is quite there yet. However, with all that in mind, the power of his burst is something that will dramatically tip the scales in his favor. As compared to Squall, his burst effect is actually powerful, and the burst phase can delay all targets at least 3 turns and one target up to 6 turns. His damage may not necessarily turn out better than a Squall's BT phase, but the damage boosts he provides are powerful, easy to stack, and last a decent amount of time. Friend Garlands are going to be great assets to fights, especially when combined with someone like Terra, who can easily take more turns and gets a lot of benefit from damage boosting. If you like this character breakdown and want to see others like it, other Opera Omnia content, or want to share your thoughts, be sure to stick around and subscribe. Discussion, likes, and shares are always appreciated, and as always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again.